Welcome to Metz.
Today we are giving you our first impressions of the city in the northeast of France. Well, all we've known about Metz up until now is that there is a tennis tournament, an ATP men's tour competition held in the city every autumn. And we used to watch it on the TV back at home when we had access to a tennis. We no longer have that, unfortunately. But today we're going to find out what else the city has to offer. Now, we do know that there is a cathedral, there are historic gates, and there is also a covered market, amongst other things. Look at this, Paul.
Oh, wow.
The Irish shop. Remember we saw one of these when we were in Marseille? Or was it Montpellier?
One of those.
But it was one of those places. Let's go check it out. Let's see if they've got Tato crisps. Well, I'll put my cap on now because it is getting rather warm and sunny here. And I'm afraid there were no Tato crisps at the Irish shop, but it was lovely to see that they have it here. They have a Jeff de Bruges ice cream shop. We saw one of these when we were in Lille. And Leonidas. As I always say, there's one of these at High Street Kensington tube station. Lots of places to eat, aren't there, Paul?
Definitely.
They've got a merry-go-round, but it's closed today. Here we have a cat cafe.
Look, there's one in the Lofi box. She looks very cross.
She's turning round.
She's like, nope. Hello.
Oh, night-night.
Look at this one. This one has really scary eyes.
It says, for the serenity and respect our cats, please don't touch the windows. Very good advice. Well, this is an unusual street, Paul. Look, there seem to be lots of green doors for garages, perhaps, underneath these arches.
No.
Oh, you're leading me up the garden path.
I think we're going the wrong
way, yes. I think so too. And are we on the right track now to head to the cathedral, which I think is going to be our first port of call, unless we see anything else of interest?
I think we see these historical landmarks first.
Oh, like what?
There is this one. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Terrace de la Maison Rabilius.
So it's kind of like a church. So we veer towards
The right?
right, and it should be in the next block.
Okay. I do like these streamers. Is it this Paul? Well, this has got a historic monument label outside it, the Metz medieval Metz house or something.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a restaurant now, but it says originally a Gothic townhouse built in the 12th century. This building, known as the Saint Jeunesse Chapelle, was occupied by the Knights of Malta from 1565 until the French Revolution. Oh, look at this, Paul. This is St. Etienne Cathedral. Emerging from the end of this street in all its glory in beautiful sunshine today.
Wow. It is such a big structure.
Built in Jaumont stone between 1220 and 1520, St. Etienne Cathedral is a masterpiece of the Gothic style. Its 40-metre high nave and 6,500 square metres of stained glass windows earned the nickname of God's Lantern in the 19th century. The medieval religious building with the largest expanse of stained glass in the world, the cathedral features works from the 13th to 20th centuries. The building was extensively restored during the period of German control from 1870 until 1918. Next to the cathedral is the covered market. So we're going to pop inside to see if we can get a bite to eat as it is lunchtime. Well, I'm afraid there was nothing suitable for us to eat in there, plus you also had to pay for the toilets. So we are going to try to find a restaurant or a cafe instead, and there's plenty of them about.
Can I get something cooked?
Japanese, Paul? Ooh.
What's this? This is prawns. This is chicken.
Do they have my usual?
How do you say teriyaki?
Is that it? No, that's it. What about the... Oh no, pad thai. That's not Japanese.
That's not. Oh, that looks nice too.
The gyoza type stuff. And is that sausages? I think this will do the job.
I think so. I don't know how much I want. I know that some of those other ones are like really pricey
Yeah.
for what it's worth.
No, I think I'm in the mood for this too.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, they only have sushi right now, which is okay for Paul, but not for me because I need something cooked. Next door, we have Pasta Mary. Maybe this might do the job instead. Oh, we're not having a lot of luck, Paul. Pasta Mary literally just closed as we were about to go in.
Should have had the Japanese.
Well, it seems that even around 2:30 in the afternoon, if you want lunch, you're too late. But we did find one place open, and it was Creperie Moderne. And you had a burger, and I had a crepe, so to speak. Clean up on content. There's no litter on our show. Subscribe to It's Paul and Marcus on YouTube. Metz is set on the River Moselle, the same as in Luxembourg, where we've been staying. Let's take a look at the river. We have a lone fisherman down on the river today. What is this church, Paul?
That's the new temple. It's a Protestant church. I think that is a very impressive looking church.
Yes, it is. Interesting that you should say it's a Protestant church.
Yes, and I think that figure on top of the tower is very interesting. Do you know what type of animal it is?
Well, yes, it's a rooster, and you often see these on the top of churches because they signify the dawning of a new day. So this is interesting, Paul, because there's another church in the background, but this one is on a little semi-island because the river splits.
So how far is the other one?
Well, it's just behind those trees over there, look. You can see the spire of the other church in the background. But you can see here, just where the fisherman is, that there's a triangle. And the church sits on this triangle.
I think that all these bridges are very reminiscent of, say, Amsterdam. Do you know how there's like lots of those bridges linking one area to the next?
All the canals in Amsterdam.
Yeah, it sort of has that kind of feel to it, but it's not as much as that, I don't think. But it does give that semi-feel to it.
Look at this tree, Paul.
It's hanging over.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's completely curved right over.
Is it intentional, do you think?
That's just the way it's grown.
All right.
Right down into the river. We've got lily pads on the river as well. It's absolutely glistening today. We're having glorious weather. It's about 25 degrees Celsius. In the middle of September as well. People enjoying a little ride on the river today. You can even see the tip of the cathedral from here. Come on, Paul, rest your weary feet and take a sit down with the Moselle in the background.
But there's so much that I need to take a picture of.
Oh well, there's plenty of time for that. I think it's interesting that not only does the church sit on a little triangle of land, but the grassy area at the back of the church is also shaped like a triangle. So we've just come out of the church and we're now going to cross a second bridge. So this is the other part of the river over here. And the street kind of narrows at this point as well. So we're going to head over to the other church. You can still see the spire over there. Quite a traffic jam is building up. It's now getting towards rush hour in the afternoon. Wow, look at this, Paul. So we've found the other church.
Yeah, let's just see what this one's called.
And the architecture here is amazing. It's mostly just one giant tower, and there's a more modern building towards the back.
Is it this thing? Tour du Temple de la Garnison de Metz.
Yes, that's it.
Oh, yes, it is.
Well, there's an amazing story about this church. It says that the tower was 97 metres high, 1 metre higher than the cathedral's Mute Tower. By 1919, the evangelical church was no longer in use. Damaged during the war, it was destroyed by fire in 1946. Only the tower remains, which explains why we didn't see any building behind it. I think there's a more modern sort of building has been put up, but you can actually see some of the war damage at the back of the tower. Well, you can see from this angle that the building next to it isn't actually joined, so it really is just the tower that remains. In fact, the building behind the tower is a hospital. So we're now walking through a park and it leads to the Square de Luxembourg.
I think this is it.
This is the Square de Luxembourg.
Yeah, because
It's the actual park itself.
Well, if you click on the Square de Luxembourg, it says it's a city park.
Ah.
And I think those are the Square de Luxembourg bus stops.
Oh, I see.
So this is it.
Well, just behind the main railway station here in Metz is News, and it is a large shopping centre which even has a Primark. Well, what were your first impressions of Metz, Paul?
I do like the architecture and the nice sunny weather that we had. There were a lot of restaurants, but then we were unlucky to find what we needed, but then we ended up having a good meal nonetheless.
Yeah, I think you just have to be aware that a lot of places will close at around 1:45, 2 o'clock after lunchtime, and then they don't open up until the evening
Like
again.
5 o'clock.
Yeah, not everywhere, but maybe the place that you want to go to will not be open. But I thought it's one of the nicest cities in France that we've been to, so I would definitely recommend it. Well, we hope that you enjoyed today's episode.
For those of you that want to support our channel, we offer channel memberships starting at £1.99 a month, and episodes will drop a week in advance.
And if you'd like to give us an extra contribution to help us along the way, then you could give us a super thanks, and we'd be very grateful for that. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Au revoir.